Coming up on Fashion News Football Challenge, it all kicks off at training.
Martin, fuck off in, I'm telling you.
It's Fash FC Uncovered. Men of the match, Paul and Brenton lap it up.
This is definitely the sort of Premiership lifestyle I was hoping to live.
And it all turns nasty at the match. It's been an eventful few weeks for Fash FC. After coming together at the start of October, the players have been enjoying the taste of the Premiership lifestyle with parties, premieres and the odd punch-up along the way. Over the last 7 weeks, we've followed their friendships and fights, good times and bad. There's been tension on the team and not everyone's been happy with the gaffer's decisions.
How are we supposed to win with decisions like that?
Back on the pitch, the squad got off to a rocky start with a disastrous performance in their first league games. But after gradually improving week on week, they triumphed last Sunday with a glorious 6-0 victory. But despite their newfound winning streak, not everyone on Fash FC is in a celebratory mood. As the squad faced the gaffer on last week's Fash's Diary, they had a few issues to tackle with the boss.
I've just rotated in the same seat in the stand.
1 week you credit me for my attitude and now you're just knocking it back.
The smile is just like an outside facade. Inside I'm crying now.
Your time will come, son. I promise you that. Soon, very soon.
It's Wednesday, training night for Fash FC. But Fash has arrived with some news that might surprise his squad.
I'm the gaffer. I run the team. We've had 2 wins consecutively. Things are going a lot better. I think we've stabilised the team, and I'm going to go out tonight on my own without all of those footballers and just have a nice night out. Are we all here? All right, lads, I've got some good news. We've got some bad news. Bad news is Mace is taking you for training tonight.
Couldn't get any worse.
Good news, I'm having dinner with Beyonce tonight, so I'm not going to be here, lads. Work hard, lads. Have a good night, ladies.
But how does Fash feel the boys will react to his decision?
I am worried that some of the lads are going to think, oh, look at the gaffer, going off to have a good time and he should be here grafting. But you know what? I don't care.
But not all the players are happy about the gaffer's perceived lack of commitment.
The gaffer's always going on about how football should come before everything. Obviously he didn't mention that it doesn't come before Beyonce. So I'm sure he'll enjoy his dinner. But just because we've won 1 game, doesn't mean that he can go off and start doing his own little thing. He's the gaffer, he should be here.
Left in charge for the first time, assistant manager Mace gets to grips with his squad.
What the hell are you doing there? The man's gone bash you and you're walking home. It's a lovely happy day.
But it's not all going as smoothly as he'd like.
You go out. And the match day, you're all going to stand here and drink, are you?
Mace's mood is not improved when Stewart and serial offender Martin turn up late.
You turn up, you don't even give a fucking excuse. You're laughing about, you're not got change. The lads are out there. Right?
These guys.
I don't care. I'm saying, talking to you. You thought it was funny at the weekend. You think it's funny now. We're winning. We're winning. You're not in the teams. You're not even going to be considered if you think this attitude's right. No, I'm not messing around anymore. Martin turned up late and just thought it was a party time. He's in there, not getting changed, laughing, joking. So I asked him if he wanted to be part of this show, because with attitude like that, we will get rid of him.
He wants to see some more professionalism from me, I think. But he doesn't realise that I'm a smiley character and I am professional underneath this happy-go-lucky exterior.
And there seems to be some confusion as to who is really running this training session.
Jamal, hang on, wait there, you pay Chris. Chris, don't know, she got kicked anyway. Well, I'm Chris then.
Seems a little bit disorganised, but we've got 2 captains trying to be the captain. They're trying to shout over each other. So yeah, it's been a little bit disorganised tonight, really.
So come on, let's get this going. It's going to be like a match situation.
Attackers start from the halfway line.
Sir.
I said with red one.
So the people who've already had match practice are going to get more match practice. Have you got a bench so I can practice sitting on?
But even for those who are training, not all is going to plan.
If you're in the back line, you're playing the back line, don't just look at your man, you're looking across all the time. What the hell are you doing there? The man's gone bash you and you're walking home. It's a lovely happy day.
I was running back, but when the
Martin, don't give me bullshit. No, fuck off, go on, go in, no, go in, Martin. fuck off in, I'm telling you.
Right, let me just stress this
Martin,
one singular point to you.
Listen.
When I was going back there, the ball was coming out.
Martin, fuck off in. I'm not having bullshit, I'm not having laughing, I'm not serious. No, he's in, I'm telling you. Martin, go in, come on, I ain't having fun. I ain't having fun, go in.
You can't smile in training. That seems to be the rule.
No, Martin, when I try to tell you something, you want to think it's a fun and say your bit. That's bollocks, I ain't having it.
I don't really know what he's on about, to be honest. I really don't.
I'm here, I observed something, I'm trying to tell him, and he wants to answer back and argue. You can't have that, and I ain't going to have that, you know?
Training over, and with a bad atmosphere still hanging in the air, Mace announces the team for Sunday's game, and there are a few surprises.
Right back, Jason Lacey.
Lacey is finally back in the team after a 4-week absence.
Left back, Buzz. Centre backs, Paul Baker.
Paul Baker is also kept in the defence after his sterling performance the previous week. This means no place once again for the troublesome Martin. But after the 6-0 win on Sunday, the policy of changing a winning team is causing some dissent.
Did the gaffer decide the team before tonight's training? Because he should be here to look at the boys tonight. If they're going to make an impression, would he have changed his mind?
No, today to decide the team.
So it's been decided, right.
We look at you doing training tonight.
You just said you didn't. And he didn't even watch tonight.
Yeah, but it's looked on and they've
Hang on. We haven't finished yet. We look at you in training tonight. Okay, we have ideas from tonight. We then watch the game on Sunday. And then we get together on Monday and Tuesday to decide the team for the following week.
It's been a bad night and the squad turn on their skipper.
Get him in the change room. Let everyone express what they want to say. You're the skipper. You've got to take. It's your responsibility to take all these comments back to the skipper, back to the gaffer. Yeah, but you've got to do it, Jay. I know we're doing this week in, week out. Everyone's bitching and walking off and shouting. You've got to do it. It's your job.
But Jamie wants to keep a lid on things and sides with the management.
We're not the ones who make the choices. The gaffers are the one who makes the choices. Him and Mace. So, but we can do it. I mean, I'm going to go back now and chat with the boys. They want to listen, they'll listen. If they don't, then you know.
And Jamie is finding it hard to control the team.
Who listens and who don't listen? Who's there on the football pitch? Hey, I'm asking you.
No one listens.
Come on. How can you say that when I'm asking you?
It seems the pressure is getting to the captain.
It is about respect. If you don't respect Mace, you don't respect the gaffer. And Mace is his right-hand man. So what you say to Mace goes back to the gaffer.
Training was absolutely diabolical tonight. We're meant to be here to train, to learn, to work on the things that we're making the mistakes of. But everyone is just criticising everyone. No one wants to talk, no one wants to listen. We're trying to train and it's just diabolical.
I'm out there, I'm training, I'm putting in just as much effort as everybody else, and before I know it, I've got Mace screaming at me once again, as he does every 5 minutes, about how I'm not applying myself, I'm not giving 100%.
Martin, fuck off in.
And then I'm dropped as well on top of that. Now I find out that I'm not actually in the team, I'm not actually on the bench, I'm not even in the top 15 or whatever, so yeah, not a pleasant day today.
With the tensions on the training ground fresh in their minds, Fash has decided to give some of his players some light relief and has taken them to a promotional photo shoot at the Daily Star with Fash FC's favourite glamour model, Lucy Pinder.
It's a promotional shoot really for the lads. Page 3 girls, you know, footballers, page 3, you know, they always go together. Adam and Eve, day and night, yin and yang, page 3 girls and footballers. So you expected it sooner or later. The lads are all excited.
Warren has already been on a date with Lucy Pinder after he was voted man of the match.
Hi darling, you alright?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Lovely to meet you.
Good to see you, alright?
How are you?
Good.
But it's not long before the ructions at training bubble over again. Permanently benched Aaron has it out with Fash.
If you want to relay your fears and you want to tell the manager what you think is happening, your normal route of protocol would be to go to the club captain or the captain.
I didn't say I spoke for the team, I spoke for the people that are being left out. So there's a difference.
Well, in your opinion.
Right, let's talk me personally. Was I ever given an answer of why I was left out of the team? Why I was left out of the team?
Fash seems reluctant to back down, and Aaron definitely isn't backing down. Sooner or later, he's going to hit him.
I don't think it was the right place to have a confrontation. Definitely not here.
I'm just trying to help you out because I don't want people attacking me, right? I feel like I'm one-on-one.
Yeah, Aaron now is speaking. I think maybe he's realising this is television, and he's now talking more and more and more. And he's under this impression he's talking on behalf of the team. Concentrate on playing better. The simple reason you're not in the team is because I and Mace don't believe you're good enough.
With that out the way, Lacey can now focus on the more important features of the day.
How could you not just stare? It's quite difficult to look away. Your eyes are pinned on all the time. Lucy Pinder.
They were a bit giggly.
Any chance of Lucy playing on Sunday?
You get used to it, they're harmless. I didn't feel any wandering hands, which is good.
The lads are doing very well. Proud of the boys. Yeah, they are. They're behaving themselves. So far.
The lads are now in full swing and they decide to let it all hang out. And like all Premiership footballers, they like a good naked tickle fight.
Anyone got a ping pong ball?
Still to come on Fash and Who's Football Challenge, Donkey Martin has a treat for the lads.
Technique, his dancing was unbelievable.
Fash has some news for the squad.
3 players will not be returning in the new year.
And it's a rumble in the tunnel. Coming up on Fash and Who's Football Challenge, the men of the match get an eyeball.
Anything that's going to make them play better, this is it.
Paul drops a bombshell.
Just completely honest with him, and he was brilliant. He was really cool about it.
And Martin is a handful.
Oh, please no! Please no!
After Fash FC's 6-0 demolition of Kosovo, the gaffer named striker Brenton Amity and the team's senior player, 43-year-old defender Paul Baker, as the men of the match. For their troubles, the lads are getting a Premiership night out in central London. And this, of course, involves beautiful women, a limousine, and plenty of bubbles.
Well done. Don't waste it, quick, that's my glass.
Wherever the gentleman, Paul inquires about his chaperone's pastime.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've got my whip at home.
Really?
So you better make sure you're a good boy tonight.
Good boy tonight.
What was that? I didn't hear that.
You've got to be a good boy
It's her latex.
tonight. I've got all wet stuff in between my legs.
Sorry, yeah, I had that
Must be
effect.
you.
I had that effect.
After breaking the ice with the girls, the lads move on to every footballer's favourite night spot.
Thanks a lot.
Their arrival leaving bystanders gawping.
Some new life experiences, and I guess today is one of them. You know, the first limo, first time at Stringfellows. Maybe a season of firsts for me. You never know.
But Paul still has a bombshell to drop on big man Brenton. Meanwhile, at another strip joint, defender Martin Sapu is preparing to be the match donkey for the 4th time. Having been to boot camp, danced with Wayne Sleep and fought the gaffer, this time he's going to be taught to pole and lap dance.
Hello, hello, hello. Pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
Lolly, nice to meet you.
Lolly. How you doing?
My name's Lexi.
All right,
Nice to
Lexi.
meet you too.
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Okay, what we're going to do is put clothes on you.
Okay.
And have a lovely pair of legs, as we can see.
I've got women's legs. Look at that, slender, wide. Look at that.
There seems to be something that is absent from most women's as well. It's really funny because he was actually named the team donkey when it actually transpired he was hung like one.
Oof. Oh, please no! Please no!
Having already shocked the dancers, it's time for Martin's lesson to
What you
begin.
do is you put your left shoulder on the pole so it's in contact.
Yeah.
Put both hands behind your head, like this. And then you lever your body up into the air. And then to grip your feet upside down. Come on, tell again. Now I don't expect you to do the snaky section, but I'd like you to try and go up backwards.
Okay, here we go. All right.
You've got very, very, very big muscly arms, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to manage it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes. How about that?
Martin was actually shockingly impressive. He's actually getting away with climbing the pole with just using his arms, which is very impressive.
Here at Spin at Rhino, you have to be able to lap dance as well. Right. So I'm going to show you some moves.
Okay, let's go. Right now, being match donkey doesn't seem such a bad thing.
If you'd like to take a seat in one of our VIP areas. So the way you'd start is you'd make eye contact like this, get on his level, okay? If you twirl, he's going to see the hair back down your face. Now this is my special move.
Our match donkey will have to learn more than ball control.
That's a pleasant sight.
I think he got into a bit of difficulty when I was teaching him. He found it really good.
Give me a minute though. Give me a minute. Just the dance had a bit of an effect on me. I was willing myself not to get an erection, and I couldn't do it. When you actually have to think about it, there's no way. Yeah? Once the seed's been planted, that's it. It's going to sprout.
Look up and smile. Lean into me really close. Arch the back, hand on the back, and look at me like you want me. You want me. You want me. Yeah.
I know it's my final dance now, and there is a sort of plan to the routine, but I think I might try and improvise here and there. I might try to throw in a few sexy moves of my own that I've got in the back of my head that they haven't actually taught me as yet. So when I go out there, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
But Martin is yet to find out who he'll be performing in front of. Back at the Gentlemen's Club, Fash and Mace turn up to see how the players are faring with their man of the match treat.
Easy, Gaffer. Good to see you. All good?
Join us for dinner.
Where a lot of professional footballers frequent a majority of their time because they have money and they have time. So it's nice to give the lads a little taste of it, but not too much.
Fash introduces old mate Stringy to his players.
If anything's going to make them play better, this is it. This is what they want for the rest of their lives. And unless they make it, they ain't going to get it.
For tonight at least, the boys have certainly got it.
Yeah, just... You all right there?
What's on ice?
Got a bit wet, didn't you?
The lads enjoy some personal services from the dancers. But do they spare a thought for their long-term partners?
This is not a seedy place at all, it's a great place, really classy. How am I going to explain this to my girlfriend?
Although Paul is lapping up his dance, his situation is a little different.
I was talking to Brenton earlier and he's saying to me, you know, have you got a partner, would they be worried? And I said, well, I've actually been with my partner 7 years, but as it's a bloke, I don't think they're going to be that worried.
So how does Brenton feel about Paul coming out?
It's brilliant, it doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. He's still the same guy, and I like to say I love him. I love him in a nice sort of way. I mean, not that sort of way, but, you know, like I said, I've got no problems with him whatsoever.
So when Brenton asked me, I was just completely honest with him, and he was brilliant, really cool about it, said that, you know, fair play to me. So it was really nice, and, you know, hopefully everyone will respond the same way. At the end of the day, I've come for the football, and that's the only thing that's important to me.
When the night comes to an end, the boys part with their dates, leaving Paul wondering whether the grass is greener on the other side.
Enjoy yourself, you're really nice, you're fucking tasty, I'll tell you what.
After gyrating hard all day, Martin Sapu, this week's match donkey, is ready to show his lap dancing skills on the stage.
Trying to remember all the moves, trying to remember how Lolly did it the professional way, and I'm going to try and emulate that. So I'm not at all worried about going out there and making a fool of myself.
But he should be, because unbeknownst to him, some of his teammates will be there to eye him up.
I'm expecting to see Trevor's airy nuts, but it should be really, really good.
Martin then tries it on with Michelle, Jason's girlfriend.
During the lap dance, I got very excited. He's a very good mover. He surprised me, actually. Wiggled that bum in my face.
No touching! I think Martin respected the fact I was sitting there because he didn't do anything really. He just bent over a few times and wiggled it. If it was one of those girls, he would have been sitting on her lap, he would have been thrusting on her. I know Martin, he would have went a lot further.
I don't know about him being sexy, but his move, everything, his technique, his dancing was unbelievable.
When he saw us, I think he just blanked it out and just carried on, and the girl was trying to shout to him what moves to do, but he was class.
He was good.
I would have paid to see him.
I've got a performance instinct, and I thought I'd go into it, start prancing around, and they seem to enjoy themselves.
But Martin didn't reckon on his audience, who want more, more and more.
I'm not sure this could be a potential career for me because I'm not that good. I mean, apparently they're looking for male dancers at certain venues around London, but I'm not entirely sure this is for me. This has been fantastic. This is really cool. I've enjoyed my day. Donkeys forever.
Still to come on Fashion News Football Challenge. The boys enjoy a night on the town.
This place is full of cool people.
Yeah.
Yet in reality, we actually own the place.
And Fash FC steaming.
Lads, we don't need to fucking argue between us lot, do we?
Coming up on Fashion News Football Challenge, Paul comes out for the lads.
They've all been brilliant, really cool. So as long as you keep playing football well, then that's all that matters. So.
And the gaffer has a shock announcement.
3 players will not be returning in the new year.
It's Friday night in the heart of London, and Fash has invited the lads to a charity gig.
It's a big night out for us. We've come to one of the nicest places in London. Big charity do. Hoping to see some celebrities later, some beautiful women. Yeah, we're all well up for it.
So will the boys be donating anything?
It should be a good night tonight, charity auction. Can't really afford to buy much. I can go to 9, yeah. Anything for £9 and I'll buy it.
From the kindness of their heart, the boys donate a signed Fash FC shirt. Priceless. Quickly!
What we do, we get the viewers to write in, and maybe we perform a Harry for you.
The bondage session seems to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, every time we go out together, it just seems to get better and better. Everyone starts to know each other a lot better as well.
Having come out to Brenton the previous night, Paul has decided to tell the rest of the players that he's gay.
I decided to tell the squad tonight. I've spoken to about half of them so far, and they've all been brilliant, really cool. Said it doesn't affect or change anything, and you know, said as long as you keep playing football well, then that's all that matters. So.
Paul had a word with me today about his private life, and Hey, I've been in the Village People for 8 years. What's the matter to me? No, I've been doing fashion shows since I was 15, 16, and about 90% of the choreographers and a lot of the models are gay anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
He's not gone round everyone yet. Only about 5 or 6 people have been sold. But good luck to him. Honesty is the best policy.
I really am 100% behind Paul. Well, to the left slightly, behind Paul. And I want to do whatever I can to, you know, because I know what it's like to be victimised and for people to take the piss out of you because I'm black, because I'm good looking, you know, people hate me.
Not only are the lads at ease with Paul's coming out, some of them even think that it could be a tactical bonus on the pitch.
Strikers that he comes up against in the future. Paul, get tight up against him. Paul, that's your man. Oh. All of a sudden they're sprinting away from the...
As the drinks are downed, the night swings into action.
This place is full of cool people.
Yeah.
Yet in reality, we actually own the place.
We're the kings. We're
taking the whole top floor to ourselves. We've talked shit to a lot of people.
I get recognised 4, 5, 6 times a day.
He was living his feet, right?
Do you know you look like? Leaf on blue.
By the early hours, the lads start getting a bit touchy-feely. Tony's comments on last week's programme upset Fabian, and they had a bust-up after the match. But even they seem to have patched up their differences.
We did have difference, which we done, because we sorted it out. If we did, it should be between me and him, no one else, because it will affect the team, so he understands us.
Aaron, who normally has a lot to say, for once finds himself tongue-tied. It's Sunday and Fash FC gather for their league match against Little House FC. But the gaffer has a special announcement for his squad.
You've asked about team transfers. It's been buzzing around for some time. Here's your answer. In 4 weeks' time, we'll be entering our Christmas break. There's going to be a transfer window, like there is anywhere else. Premier League, First Division. 3 players will not be returning in the new year. In 2 weeks' time, I will pick 6 players who I think should be considered for the transfer window. None of you are safe. You've got to work hard. My decision will not only be based on football ability, but also on the attitude and the general contribution that you brought to the squad. A week later, it'll be your turn to decide. One by one, you'll be asked to vote on 3 players that you think should leave. The 3 with the most votes will then leave Fash FC. In the event of a tie, I will have the casting vote. Ball's in your court, ladies. Let's get ready for the match.
Yeah, it's good on you, B. I said it. It's out the way, Win. That announcement from the gaffer, strange, but I kind of knew it was coming. I knew something like this was going to happen. Not overly sure about the players' vote business. That's obviously going to cause a few problems. And they, you know, obviously everyone will find out who's voted for who, I'm sure. The guys who maybe don't get on with Gaffer and Mace so well, and I think everyone knows that, so I reckon, you know, they will be up for the nomination. And if, you know, I don't like to say names, but you know, I mean, we all know that Martin's been misbehaving. We know that Aaron's fallen out with the Gaffer. We know that Jason, the skipper's fallen out with the Gaffer. So I can see possibly, or, you know, some of those guys being up for it. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see.
My relationship with Fash has been up and down like a yo-yo. So if anyone's up for it, I'm probably up for it, which won't come as a surprise to me.
3 weeks' time, it's all going to go down. Big problems. Aaron will blatantly be up for eviction from the Fash FC household. It'll be fun.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit alarmed because when Fash made the announcement, he did mention that one of the criteria is going to be attitude. And that's something he's raised with me beforehand. They're not happy with the way I conduct myself, not happy with my timekeeping. So I think the axe might just be hanging over my head at this point.
But everyone's going to be paranoid now, so it's going to be a different feeling around for the next 3 or 4 weeks. People are going to be playing up. Some people are going to be playing up to the gaffer, you know, a bit of arse licking going on. So So yeah, strange one.
Unopposed.
With news of the transfer window hanging over them, the squad warm up for the match. But for Stephen and Buzz, there is some good news. They're back in the starting lineup after weeks on the sidelines.
I'd love to be in part of the winning team today. It'll completely make my week. I think it'll actually make my month if we win today. We really need it. I really need a good performance. I don't think that we can expect nothing less than 3 points.
You know, I brought Steve Lacey in because his attitude, his enthusiasm, and he really has tried. It wouldn't be right if I left him on the bench anymore. And Bus is fit. Bus gives me height. Bus gives me more aggression, and at left back it means that I can now push Fabian, my little left foot general, into midfield.
Good job. Yeah, don't like my one.
I'm feeling good. Buzz is back. I'm psyched up for it. Feeling fit. Sue's going to strap me up again, and yeah, hopefully we can do the business.
Maybe you shouldn't change a team when it wins, but we have a rotational system very similar to Chelsea, and I'm allowed to be able to change it around whenever myself or Mace seems right.
There is one last-minute change to the team. Striker Sam Diamond has not recovered from injury, so Jason Phillips makes his first start up front for 7 weeks.
Great. Well done. I think you deserve it. You've had a tough time, you've come back, you've showed character, you've shown you want it, and you're back in, mate.
Brilliant. So with their old skipper back up front, can Fash FC continue their recent good form? Still to come on Fashion News Football Challenge, the fists fly at Fash FC.
Well, it's kicking off big time and we didn't want to see this. Well,
Get in the fucking dressing room!
This is a real dangerous position. They've got to cover that near post.
Coming up on Fashion News Football Challenge, Fash FC battle on the pitch.
Jason Phillips is there to win the ball. Oh.
And off it.
And, don't know, I just saw red mist just came across me.
Okay, quiet.
Fash FC are minutes away from kick-off. The gaffer and Mace arrive to G up the lads.
We've had a couple of changes. Do not use this as an excuse. I don't want you coming in at half-time, gaffer, but I didn't know I had to play here. I didn't know I wanted to do this. You all know what your positions are. You all know what you should be doing. Do you agree?
Yeah. Come on, lads.
Steve Lacey, where are you? What are you going to do? Stand up.
I'm going to defend. I'm going to do what a defender has to do out there, and I'm going to do my job.
You going to stay on your feet?
Definitely stay on my feet, push them out wide, and work with their line.
You've been in the cold for a long time. This is your opportunity. Good, good. Let's remind ourselves. Who are we? Who are we?
With the team's now legendary chant ringing in their ears, Fash FC run out to meet Little House FC, who currently stand 2 places above them in the league. And it's a start in the first team for Stephen Lacey, Buzz Brownsell and the Welsh wonder Jason Phillips. Will they be men of the match or just plain donkeys?
Fash FC in the famous orange and black, kicking away to our right. And we're off and underway here in the Hendon and District League.
But in time-honoured fashion, Fash FC are under the cosh early on.
Now here's a chance for Little House. Forward they come. It's with the number 10 left-hand side. Bodies in the box. Oh, and it's cleared away. Is that Paul Baker in there, I wonder?
Stephen Lacey, slotting into his old role of right-back, already finds himself out of position.
Sliding tackle in from Lacey. He was told to stay on his feet before the game. He hasn't done that. He's exposed at the back here. Here comes the number 7 with the shot for Little House.
Silly, 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 silly.
Buzz at left back is also having a difficult start to the game, and the gaffer is clearly frustrated with his team's efforts.
It's him, Jamie. Your battle against him.
Scrappy in the centre of midfield now. Left-hand side of centre. It's, Little House through. Little House are in on goal. Stuart Collins. Oh, Stuart Collins is beaten. And it's the number 8, Ben Kane, who scores for Little House. And that's a disastrous start to this game for Fash FC.
Once again, Fash FC go 1-0 down. And they definitely have a problem with their fullbacks.
Buzz Brownsell has to turn here. Warren Moore will come and help out. And Buzz Brownsell's committed a foul. He was beaten for pace as he turned.
The boys are up against it, but the gaffer's still optimistic.
They're a tough team. We expected this. We knew they were going to be a physical side. But remember, last week we went down 1-0. The week before that we went 1-0 and we came back again strong. So we know what to do.
And in the final minutes of the first half, his faith is rewarded.
Goalie comes for it and Phillips is there! Jason Phillips back in the starting lineup and on the score sheet. You couldn't have written a better script than that. And he goes to the bench to celebrate. Would you, Adam and Eve it? Fash FC 1, Little House 1, just on the brink of half-time. And he celebrates with his son. What a story.
Like a phoenix from the flames, ex-skipper Jason returns to knock in the equaliser for Fash FC. The half-time whistle blows and the teams walk in one apiece.
Jason, great goal. Needed that, mate. Tremendous. Come in there and done what was necessary. Going to be a change, a couple of changes. Ricky, you're on. Stevie, you're off. Buzz, you're off. Sean, you're on.
Well done, play, boys.
But Fash has noticed something the rest of the squad have missed.
Play. You saw when we were coming off, we come off as a team. None of you saw what happened at the end. Brenton was cornered on his own. He's got 6 or 7 players on him, on his back. And everyone just left him. Everyone's walked off. Walk off as a team. If it does go off and it kicks off, and I hope God it doesn't, we've got to make sure we support our boys. Eh?
As the lads prepare for the second half, Buzz is clearly gutted to be dropped.
I just had a chat with the gaffer because he said he wants to really attack in this half and use Sean's pace. So I suppose if that's the honest truth, then I've got no problem with it. But still want to be playing.
But for Stephen, it's a crushing blow.
The forwards got it going really in the first half at all, really. We're losing quite a lot of bounces. We've made a couple of mistakes. Fucking so frustrating.
The second half kicks off. It's 1-1 and Fash FC have to improve on a weak first half performance. Will the gaffer's changes have any impact? Maybe so. Fash FC battle away in the midfield and carve out an opening.
Here's Brenton Amity with Fash FC on the counter-attack. Still, neat step over, left-hand side Fabian Hermosa's free. Jason Phillips is wide open in the box if they can find him. In comes the cross, Pereira heads on! Oh! Just wide of the goal, and that's the first chance we've seen from Jamal Pereira.
Spurred on by his first half goal, Jason continues to impress.
They're looking for Phillips again, heads on, the goalie might be beaten, oh, and he pyries over the bar, and Fash FC are growing in confidence now, so too is Jason Phillips.
Well done, Jason, well done, Pat.
Light fall here to Jason Phillips, he's in, Jason Phillips to win the game, squares it to Amity, oh, twice!
Come on! Mate, let's have it!
But Jason's efforts appear to be in vain, and as the game winds to a close, frustration starts to boil over on the pitch.
Spaniel goes down, Jason Phillips is there to win the ball, oh, and Jason Phillips is taken out. Play continues, Jamal Pereira goes for goal. Jason Phillips was completely taken out there. Where was the free kick?
So it's a bad-tempered end to a 1-1 draw, but the battle continues. A ruckus sparked off between the two sides. Brenton Amity has reacted to some rough treatment from the Little House players who've been on his back throughout the game. Captain Jamie Spaniel is also involved and backs up his striker. Eventually it seems to cool off and Brenton is led back to the changing room and apparent safety. With the fight still going on inside, even some of the crowd try to get involved.
No need to argue between us, lads. Listen, lads, we don't need to fucking argue between us, lot, do we? Let's calm it down, yeah? We don't need to argue.
With things apparently settled down and Brenton safely in the changing room, the gaffer has words with the team.
Where do we start from, lads? 2 points lost. Referee today was absolutely woeful. Big man, do you want to talk us through it? What happened there?
I'm going to get 5 big bands, you might as well kick me for straight now.
Did he send you off?
No, I'm just going to put it into the FA. Probably get 5 big band.
He said he didn't see it.
I said at half time they were following the big man in. Did I not say that? And I said at half time we all come off as a team. If it kicks off, we all go in together, whether we like it or not. We protect each other. We'll sort out the ifs and the buts and who was right and who was wrong later on. But we will not let one of our guys get knocked over or trampled on by anybody else. So on that side, well done. You look after yourselves. We're a team. Now, we'll make sure that we don't want anybody banned. Nobody was, as far as I know, sent off. Nobody was even booked. The reason why it was like that was because the referee was woeful. I know there's a lot of things went on the pitch which the referee missed. I know that. We know that. Channel your aggression on the pitch. We're all there to support each other. I understand that. If you have a bad game or you have a good game, I understand that. We're all there for it. Welcome to the world of Sunday Premier League football.
The squad get changed and the players have a chance to reflect on events.
My understanding was that he got hit, and then it's fully justified for everybody to come in and have his back, because we are a team, we operate as a unit.
I'm fuming, fucking fuming. It's bollocks. The referee didn't help. They're just complete wankers for 90 minutes. They're giving it shit all the fucking game. Niggling, fucking swearing at me. And, don't know, I just saw red mist just came across me at the end of it.
With the ruckus put to one side, the gaffer announces his man of the match and match donkey.
I think we all agree that the team is getting better. I think we all agree we're now starting to look like a team. We'll also agree that I think that everybody's out to get us.
Can I just say, guys, thanks a lot for backing me up.
Tremendous. Tremendous. The man of the match this week will be going stop car racing. And he can take a player of his choice along with him. The one player who came on, good attitude, changed himself round, done well, listening to what's happening now, worked very, very hard, got himself a goal. Well done, Jason. Well done. So who do you want to choose to go with you?
Ricky.
Match donkey. Didn't have such a bad game, but have to give it to somebody. Buzz, stand up, son.
Wait, we don't know yet.
And I've done it in the reverse order, because what Buzz has to do is probably one of the best ones out of the lot.
You can't beat last week, believe me. Still don't believe you can.
He has to learn the national anthem, if he doesn't already know it.
Of Wales. The Welsh one.
And the training will be with Carrie Grant from Fame Academy. And next week, with a live PA. Hold on, ladies, hold on. Buzz will be singing the national anthem in the middle of the centre circle there. Well done, Buzz. Give him a round of applause, lads. With just his boxer shorts on.
We'll find out how Buzz and the boys get on next week. If you've got anything to say about Fash FC, send us an email on fashfc@bravo.co.uk or text FASH on 83049. On Sunday night at 8:30, it's the big match. Join me, Andy Goldstein, Andy Burton and Caroline Black for all the pitchside gossip, team talks and match action as Fash FC take on Little House in the league.
With the ball, and Jason.
Then on Monday at 5:30 and 11:30, it's Fash's Diary. An exclusive look at the man behind the manager, where this week the gaffer shows us what a good sport he is.
In the bunker!
And it's Aaron Uncovered in the Fash File.
Well, if I compare myself to someone in the game, the amount of time I've spent on the bench, it'd probably be the physio.
I believe that he wants to be here because he wants to play football. It's just that he's not very good at it.
We'll be back next Friday at 10 for the latest exploits from Fash FC, where Chelsea defender Mario Melchiot takes training.
Simple. You in charge of the backs, and you are the man in the middle.
And Donkey Buzz sings.
Save our gracious.
Well, make sure you come back on Sunday to see if all this hard work has paid off. That's the big match. Kick-off 8:30.